money to be buying all types of seedlings for everything that you want to do. It's much cheaper to get you a pack of seeds and start your own seedlings and then rock from there. So today's demonstration, I'm going to show you some of the essential equipment that you need in order to start your seeds, and we're going to demonstrate how you do your seed depth, and also just making sure that everything is identified and labeled so that you know what you actually planted. Alright, so y'all stay tuned. We're going to be rocking with y'all, and then we'll probably show you around what's going on in the greenhouse a little later. Alright, peace. So we are going to be starting seeds today, and what we're going to start some dark green zucchini squash and some yellow squash, 49er hybrid. A lot of people talk about the hybrids versus GMOs, and I want you to explicitly understand that there is a difference between a GMO crop and a hybrid crop. People have been hybridizing crops since the dawn of time. It happens naturally in nature when there's two plants of the same species in proximity to one another. If the pollen from one of those plants gets into the flower of another, it'll generate a crossbreed of the two, right? So that's not unnatural, right? So a lot of the crops that we eat today are a result of hybridization. People can create hybrids to actually select better characteristics of the plants. For example, making a plant more disease tolerant, making a plant more drought tolerant, also sweetness, taste, flavor, size, color, all these types of things can come from the hybridization of crops. But I'm on a tangent, so we'll do another talk on that at another time. Today we're talking about starting seeds. So check it. All right, essential equipment, of course, your seeds, marker, labels or seed labels, seed tray label, and a seed tray. A lot of folks might not have seed trays, but these are excellent to use. If you have egg cartons, just poke a hole in the bottom of the egg carton. If you got toilet paper rolls, do that. Whatever floats your boat. But for real, for me, I love the seed trays. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is a 72 count tray, which means that we can plant 72 seedlings in here. We don't have to start 72 at a time. You can do as many as you want, but I'm trying to maximize the space, so we'll see what we got. First thing, when you're starting your seeds, read the back of your seed packet. It tells you everything that you need to know in order to start the seeds, right? So this one, that all seed packs, just about all seed packs, has instructions on the back. I get frustrated when people ask me, how do I start the seeds, or what do I do in order to plant these seeds, when the seed pack has the instructions on the back. I'm not trying to be insulting of anyone's intelligence when I tell you, hey, people don't read. But anyway, on the back of this, it says soak in full sun, 4 to 5 seeds over a 12-inch tall at 2 feet across hill, when 6 inches tall, thin to 3 per hill, control weeds and moles. This is just easy. That's just instructions. But also, what it talks about on the back is it tells you what zone and when to plant your plants. It also tells about the spacing, how long it takes to germinate, how deep you need to plant the seeds, and how many days from planting to harvest. So, hey, it's not rocket science, but okay. So what we're doing today, we just go tear it open. So I'm gonna be planting all these seeds. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write the name of the seeds that I'm growing on the back of my seed label. So this is squash, dark zucchini. And I'm gonna put today's date on here. And what's it? Today's the 28th, right? 29th. 3/29/20. This way I know what day I planted, started these seeds. So if I come back in 10 days, 2 weeks, and that stuff hasn't germinated, that means that the seeds might be bad or whatever. So, and then it just gives me a better, keeps me focused on how long it's gonna take for me to get this stuff into the ground. So if it takes 10 days for these to germinate, maybe 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, we'll be ready to put these in the ground. All right, so check it. So we're gonna plant the squash going down on this row, and we'll continue until I run out of seeds. Another good use of your marker is just to poke a little hole, so you don't have to use your fingers. These don't need to be no deeper than an inch. Good tip is that when you plant your seeds, when you look at your seed size, your seed should not have to go any deeper than double its size, right? So if the seed is, you know, half an inch in size, you shouldn't be planting the seed 2 inches deep, because when the cotyledon or the initial sprout comes out, see the seed has all this genetic information inside of it, and when the water hits it and it germinates, it's going to send a root down, and it's going to send this cotyledon or the 2 baby leaves up to the top, and you don't want the seed to have to go through all this extra work in order to break to the top. Also, a note about seed mix. We're using just regular old potting soil. You know, got it from Lowe's, Home Depot. This is really good. I don't really put a whole lot of energy into what kind of seed starting mix I use. I mean, some people do pay attention to that. I mean, we will get some potting mix, and then if we want to add some nutrients to it, then we'll put maybe some seed minerals like kelp meal or crab shell meal inside of it, or alfalfa meal, just so that when the seedling breaks out of its initial shell, it'll have the nutrients available to it inside of the soil around it, because you know it's only a small space and the seeds need to you know, get their thing, get the nutrients as soon as they're finished absorbing whatever nutrients are inside of the seed case from the giddy up. All right, so simple stuff. Starting seeds is also a great exercise of mindfulness, because it does require focused attention on whatever it is you're doing. You know, you want to get your meditation in, or your quiet time. Come in here and or go in your greenhouse or wherever it is you're starting your seeds, and get you a pack of seeds and some seed trays and go ham, man, and just get all the quiet time you want. Good business. So all right, so after we've dug it in, cover the sheets up. You don't need to pack them down or anything like that. Just gently drop the soil around it so that it's nice and covered. Oh, reminder, like, or just a heads up, seeds don't need light to germinate. They can germinate in darkness. They'll need light as soon as they sprout. They're gonna need light to start photosynthesize. So, you know, I see a lot of people putting seedlings under grow lights, or seeds under grow lights. It's kind of necessary. All you need to do is start from there. So yeah, the next thing, so as you can see, I start right here. So the next seeds that I'm gonna do is gonna be the squash 49 hybrid. So again, I'm on a date. And then we just gonna repeat same thing we just did for the dark green zucchini. So yeah, so basically that's it. I'm not gonna social intelligence and do this for you another pack. It's the same deal. Read the back. You know, we're starting to squash. They're pretty good for storage. You know, zucchini, squash, these are really good crops to have on hand because they last a long time, and they're also very prolific once you get them going. We'll do a whole tutorial on growing the squash in the ground because there are some pests, squash beetles, also powdery mildew issues that come along with growing squash. But you know, it's an excellent storage crop, and we try to plant a whole bunch of it during this time. All right. You just need to give them a nice little saturation when you're watering. Water deep. You need to keep the soil moist after you've put the seeds in to germination state. You can't overwater. You can overwater, but we're gonna give this a nice saturation, and then let it rock. All right.
Where do I go when I don't know what's ahead of me? Follow the stars to the sun. Don't wanna fall
from the clouds
to the sea
for a place.
Promise to me,
My words are true.
I always knew
I'll catch you if you fall.
when the leaves betray the trees, the rain that became something to me.
Where do I go when I don't